Today I'm going to show you how I made this super cute Happy Easter felt garland and the matching felt ball garland. I'm going to be using my Cricut Maker to help me do this project. So for supplies, you'll want your Cricut, your strong grip mat, and felt in your color choices. I'm using a pastel color palette. I'm also using a craft banner template, which I will link in this video, some crochet thread, hot glue gun, hole punch, a Sharpie. You'll need a needle and whatever kind of string or twine you want to use for your garland. You could also use ribbon, and then a bunch of felt balls if you're going to be doing the felt ball garland as well. Okay, once you've got all your materials, let's dive into this project. You're going to start by opening your Cricut design space. Open up a new text box and write out the phrase that you want for your garland. So I'm writing Happy Easter. Once you have your text box, you're going to choose your font. I played around with a lot of different fonts. The one I decided to use for my garland is called BFC Craft Table, and I'm making all my letters about 3 inches tall. After you write out your phrase and you make it the height that you want, use the advanced setting at the top to ungroup to letters. This will just allow you to be able to move the letters around when they get cut and make the most use of your felt. Once you click Make, you'll select the On Mat setting, and then it'll show you the mat with all of your letters. So for right here, something that I discovered when I did the test project is the felt didn't cut as nicely if it was super close to the sides of my mat. So I'm just gonna scoot my letters around so that they're mostly in the center and not too close to the edge of my mat. Then once everything looks good, you'll just click Make and connect your Cricut and get your materials all set. So for my garland, I am going to use a glitter felt for my base material. So I just select glitter felt and then make sure that you've got the correct blades in there. And Cricut will get started cutting out all of your letters. Mine cut out really nicely. I was very impressed with the accuracy of this cut. So I'm just pulling all my letters off of the mat. I love how they look, and I'm ready to go to move on to making the banner pieces for my garland. For this step, I am using a softer felt that didn't cut as nicely on my Cricut, and it was just as fast for me to cut these with the rotary cutter. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using this piece of craft banner that I had left over. You can just buy these in packs from any local craft store. I'm using it just as a template to rotary cut out all of my banner triangles. So just line it up, cut along the edges to make the most use out of your felt. This is also good if you've got larger scraps. You can totally use that for a banner. After you have all of your banner triangles cut out, go ahead and grab your letters, and I'm just going to attach mine with hot glue. But you can use any adhesive you want. You could even sew them on, whatever works best for you. Hot glue just happens to be what I had on hand. And I just added a little bit on each part of my letter. Since I'm using kind of a stiff felt, it really didn't take much to attach them. You'll repeat this for every letter for your banner and allow them a little bit of time to dry. Once you have all of your letters attached, it's time to mark where you're going to need your holes. I'm using that same craft template again, just lining it up and then using a Sharpie to make little dots on the back. This will show me where I need to hole punch. After I have all of my dots, I just used my hole puncher to punch through. Mine didn't punch all the way through, but I left them that way. It really didn't bother me. You can cut them out, or maybe you have a sharper hole punch than I do, but either way, it didn't really matter. Once I used my craft twine, you could not see it at all. Then you just feed your craft string or twine or ribbon or whatever it is that you're using through the holes you made, and you'll repeat this step for every letter that you have and string your banner all together. Okay, I also wanted to make a felt ball garland to accompany my Happy Easter one. I'm using crochet thread. It's thicker than sewing thread, but not as thick as yarn. It was the perfect choice for this project. I measured out a piece as long as I needed it to be for my mantle, and then just tied a double knot at the end and threaded a needle and just strung all of the balls onto the thread. These are great because you can really space them however you want. If you want gaps in between them, it will hold. And if you don't want gaps like I did, you just string as many as it takes on and keep scooting them down, pressing them together to get everything looking exactly how you want. These are so much fun to make, and then you can really customize them with the different colors. You could even do different sizes to make it really exactly what you want. Okay, I got everything strung up on my mantle. I love how this project turned out. I ended up using some extra trim bundles that I had on hand just in my stash for the ends, and then just embellished with some other decor items. I've got some Easter baskets that I made as well, and my Easter scene is ready to go.